Aloha and good day, friends and yogis. Welcome. I'm Nicole Spirit. I'm super grateful to be here, and I'm welcoming you. If it's your first time, thank you so much for joining. And if you've been here before, welcome back. We're going to start our class seated, so go ahead and find your easy pose, and then I can babble on a little bit about the seasons changing. We're going into Fall Equinox time, such a beautiful time of year, the late summer, the harvest time ending, and then coming into this beautiful place of the Libra, the balance sign, the constellation that really reminds us about our groundedness and our centeredness as we transition to fall. And so Libra is all about sensuality. It's about being, just really in balance with nature, especially just as the seasons change, to find that groundedness, that centeredness within yourself. So as we transition to fall, we're going also into the air elements, the lungs. So we're going to think a little bit about that today as well. And I want you to think about a mantra today. So the lungs represent where we store courage, where we have our sense of really being alive, showing up in life, and having this really good feeling. So the shadow of the lung area can be grief or sadness. So while we're in easy pose, I thought I would introduce a couple of things that we can do that are really empowering to our lungs. So let's sit up nice and tall, find your hands on your knees, notice if you're slouching anywhere. And if you've ever done a class with me, you'll know that I like to talk about good posture and how attractive that makes another person, how it makes you appear that you're in your body, you're centered, you're grounded, you're rooted, you feel really balanced with the earth, so that your tree that's got all these beautiful roots in the earth can play and can have those leaves changing colors and dancing in the wind. And of course, this is for Northern Hemisphere, but if you're in the South, honoring my people that are in like Australia and fun places like that, coming into the spring equinox, and what a beautiful time of year that is. It's so cool to think that it's reversed. And so yes, we're starting in easy pose, which translates to Sukhasana, good place, just find a good place. And I wanted to start our class off with a little joke. How do angels answer the phone? Hello. I can see your halo right now. All right, so our hands are on our knees. We're going to do some spinal circles, and then I'm going to teach you the lung points on the hands. So bring your chest from the left knee to the right, circle, and then exhale as you go back around. This should feel good. It might take a couple of moments to get warm. The constellation of Libra, the balance, also represents the low back. So we think about our kidney area here as well. So just warming up your whole body, your spine, your buns, just noticing your connection to the earth. And maybe you're just like, you know what? It would feel way more comfortable if I had a leg out to the side. So do it. If you don't need that, that's fine. It's just really all about finding what works for you, and we're finding our good place. Let's do 2 more circles and come back to center, and then go around the other way. So big inhale, breath across, and then exhaling back. And I want you to use your hands to push the knees away, just churn into your spine, wake up your chakras, your energy centers in the body. And breathe. Notice if there's a little bit of raspiness, almost like the leaves are starting to change color on our tree and maybe getting ready to dance off. Last couple circles. Good. The next thing we're going to do is come back to a nice tall spine. And now this is a really good thing to do to open up our lungs. This is excellent for lung capacity. You have 2 options for your hands. You can leave them down on your knees. I like to take the fingers and roll them in, leave the thumbs pointing up. And then another version we can do is bringing the arms up to about 45 degrees. Watch when your shoulders lift with you. If you can sink the shoulder blades back down, feel like they're really nice and close to your body, to your spine. And what we're going to do is the dog's pant, and then we'll go into Kapalabhati, or skull shining. So again, option 1, super nice. Option 2, a little more things happening here, just see how it's going. And what we're gonna do is stick our tongue out as far as we can. If you've been here with me before, you'll notice my 2 co-actors aren't here today. They're upstairs sleeping on the couch. So let's stick out our tongue in honor of the dog, panting. We're going to do that action ourselves. Start with a big inhale, and then go. Good. Release your arms, wet your lips, notice if there's any funny flavor or taste in your mouth. Just be here for this moment. Be here now. That's my Puka Dog's motto to me. Be here now. And remembering that sometimes good things happen and sometimes bad things happen, but that doesn't have to change our attitude of gratitude. You know, if we're grateful, then honestly we can manifest anything in life. And it doesn't hurt to have a little savvy energy thinking, I'm so lucky. So remember, our statement for the day, our mantra is, I am courageous. And I also want you to put in the mantra, I am lucky. Good. Let's do one more round of this weird breath. Now we're going to close our mouth. So you can leave your hands down, you can leave your hands back up. The thumbs represent the ego, so we just press the ego up towards the sky, away from the rest of the fingers. And then we're going to inhale and exhale. And again, if it's too weird, just keep your mouth open, just pant like a thirsty puppy. And if it's available, mouth stays closed. We inhale, and then it's a chest breath, but the belly's gonna pump. Okay, let's start together. That one was a teeny bit weird. Okay, so we inhale, and the reason it's called skull shining is we might even close our eyes and give our third eye a little burst of light. Here we go. Bring your arms down if you need to, 10 more seconds. Excellent. Relax your hands. Let's just take our legs out in front, hands by our sides, and we're just going to do a little side to side so that our hips and waist and butt area doesn't get all sore. And then I'm going to introduce to you deer pose. Deer is a variation of the seated pose where one leg would be like a folded cross leg, and then your other leg is going to fold behind you. If that doesn't feel nice, then just stay in a cross-legged position. You can adjust your sitting bones, sit up nice and tall, and then we're going to learn now lung 10, which is an acupressure point in the middle of your thenar eminence, which is a fancy way of saying your thumb muscle. So basically, it's also called the Venus mound, which is kind of sexual and sensual. Didn't mean to say sexual, but it's a sensual thing. Finding your passion, you know, I know it sounds weird, but balance in your sexual system rather than like not any at all or way, way too much, but balance in our creativity, sexuality, all that good stuff. So we're going to take our index finger, we're going to just press and release into the puffiest part of your thumb. So we're going to do both sides. We're aiming for about 30 seconds to a minute, up to 2 minutes on your own time. This is us learning the acupressure point lung 10 to relieve the lungs. The air element is extremely important in the fall season. So we want to know how to clear our lungs, clear any grief. All right, let's try the other side. And we have a fancy foot move here to do as well. So we're going to bring that back leg in. For me, it's the right. And then we're going to switch and bring that opposite leg behind us. Now, again, if that doesn't feel good at all, just stay seated. I know we're here a long time, so we're going to get off our butts in just a sec. All right, I want you to press into lung 10. It's an acupressure point along the lung meridian that translates to having a really good feeling in your lungs, relieving congestion, helping you to breathe. And remember, when we take a 6 or 7 count inhale and 6 or 7 count exhale, we're actually accessing our parasympathetic nervous system. Rest, repair, rejuvenate, relax, rebound. All the good R words come from just taking a longer breath, longer, smoother breath. One more count here where we just press and release. Can you feel it? And I do foot reflexology for a living, 23 years now. I work on hands as well. And when I do this point on heavy smokers, it's very, very tender. So just keep that in mind. You're giving yourself a nice little lung massage for whatever reason you would like your lungs to be happier, healthier capacity, Let's release the hands. Let's bring that left foot or that back foot back in. We'll do some silk reeling. Just open up your wrists. Go the other way. Smile. Soften. Angels can fly because they take things lightly. Bring your hands onto your knees. So breathe light, be light. Let's just turn the chin over to our right shoulder. Opening up the neck a little bit, very gently, slowly go the other way. One more time each direction. Good. Come back to center. Bring your right ear to your right shoulder, nice and gentle. Then the other side. Good. One more time. And then we're going to activate our inner yes and no. Come back to center, lift the head. Big inhale, exhale, release down. This is your big yes to life, yes to courage, and yes to being lucky. How about you just say it right now? I'm so lucky. All right, we're going to do something beautiful now. Come off of our seat. We're going to come into a squat position. Now, this might be really easy for you to get into, and it might not be. So just see how you feel. Fingers down, open up through the hips. The healing gem for Libra is the opal. So I brought a magical opal. This is from Ethiopia. I forgot to mention this, but at the end of class, we're going to lie down and do a tiny little meditation. We're going to do down. That's a new one. And if you have a crystal or a gem or anything that you can intend maybe as your third eye stone, we're going to put that on our third eye to initiate our intuition. And I love the little statement, self-doubt is the opposite of intuition. All right, so here we are. We're in a squat. How are you feeling? Lucky? Ooh, good. And maybe courageous, releasing grief. I'm so proud of you to come to this class because you didn't even necessarily realize you're going to release any stored sadness. And so what we're going to do is just stay here for a moment. Now, if you're feeling vigorous, you could do that variation where you bring your heels down. You don't have to. And you might even bring your hands up. Now, this is actually a really nice groin stretch. Works the lower back as well. So if you're feeling like, okay, everything's kind of stiff and tight after this summer, that's all right. So we're going to press our elbows into our knees, make them a little wider, and then press the knees into the elbows. So I just want you to pump the thighs for a couple of moments. And if that doesn't feel good at all, just stay static or keep your hands down. Let's do 3 more. Try to sit up nice and tall so you're not slouching in the spine. Remember that attractiveness that's created from you caring about your posture and your body and how you carry yourself. It matters and it's beautiful. Let's bring our hands back down to the earth. We're going to stand up so the back side of the body lifts up first. Bring your feet parallel
And your feet, you're gonna wanna land them about under your shoulders. And then we're just gonna let the body hang limp. And then we're gonna slowly stand up and roll the body up all the way to Tadasana, mountain pose. Good. So you can bring your feet together here, as close as touching or hip width apart. And we're going to just find Tadasana. So just being like a beautiful mountain. Feel the place where the earth becomes the sky. And literally your body is half physical and half non-physical. So they say that we're a perfect blend of the earth, of nature all around us, and of the heavens, of the sky consciousness, cosmic in nature. So let's take one more breath. You can have your hands out to the sides, right resting against you, or even in Ujjayi Mudra, which is a really beautiful place to just find your balance, find your focus. And think about your intention for the class. Maybe you say something super kind to yourself, like, I am strong. Good. So now we're going to do something called tiger crouches in the grass. We're thinking about fall, we're thinking about the metal element, which metal is about air. So we think about the minerals that come from metal and how air is mineralized and we're breathing this really beautiful air. So this one's called tiger crouches in the grass. We're going to make tiger paws in front of us and we're simply going to go up and down in a squat. So we inhale and then exhale and we're going to gently come down. On the inhale, we're going to take our claws so that they face our body and we're going to rake all the way up. Inhale up. Flip the palms, exhale. Exhale and rake back down. If you can even constrict your throat a little bit into Ujjayi breathing. So it's almost like you're making the sound ah, but our mouth is closed. And this again increases our lung capacity. Let's do two more. Tiger crouches in the grass. And then let's come up to standing. And release your arms. Very good. Bring your feet back under your shoulders. Drop your tailbone just slightly. And we're going to find our hands out in front of us. Just resting gently, imagining that you're lining your body up so that you have this really nice Qigong body. Qi is energy, Gong is skills or life force. So we're gonna have that sense of, or exercise for our life force. So energy skills, I just love that. Like, oh my gosh, we're getting stronger. So your fingers are a little bit wider, your knees are a little bit bent, your tailbone is sinking, your chest is sinking a little bit. And you also want to pay attention to the top of your head. It's almost like there's a little hook pulling you up. Good. So from Wuji, or a position of neutrality, emptiness, the highest state of nothing, we start to spiral our spine. So we're going to relax our hands and we're just going to twist at the waist and take our hands up to knock at heaven's door. This is my favorite Qigong exercise or move. And you're going to feel your hands even making contact with your belly region. It's called the belt region of the body. And then also the back side. So that you get a little contact into the door of life. The gateway to heaven, it's called. So this should feel fun. We're going to spiral. You can even turn to look over your shoulder a little bit. And breathe. And then another variation, just to change it a little bit, is to keep your head looking straight forwards. It's almost like you're bringing your shoulder right under your chin. Again, your body's still getting this little bit of contact from the hands. And now we're going to try bringing our upper hand to hit the area right above our chest. So a little lung tapping here. Just a little bit of pressure. You're not banging yourself, but you're not just not touching. You're giving these
lung 1 and 2 acupressure points, a little bit of love here as well. Good. It's also a new moon on this fall equinox. New moon is called the dark moon, or when we can't see the moon, and it's said to be like a seed that we're planting in the ground. And of course, when we do that, we don't expect the flowers to bloom the next day. So give yourself time. Good. Slow it down. Bring the hands back to the belly region. And then stop. Gently come back to center. Spinal cord breathing. Take your arms up by your head. We're going to inhale, open the chest. Exhale, we round, bring the elbows and hands together. Drop the tailbone slightly. Inhale to open, exhale to round. Spinal cord breathing. One more. Good. And then we're gently going to drop our arms, and we're going to move the body like a river now. So open your legs wide, sink down a little bit, and then we're going to simply first put your hands on your knees and start by leading with your hips. Your hips lead to the left and your whole spine follows. Hips lead to the right and then your whole spine follows. It's like the hips are driving the motion, then it moves through your spine and moves through your neck. Good. Moving the body like a river. And this is opening up the sides of the spine in particular. And then we pause, extended side angle. Place your elbow on your knee and stretch your left arm long. And then we'll go to the other side. Left elbow on the left knee. I'm mirroring you right now. And reach the right arm long. Good. Let's do that one more on each side. Inhale to reach. And then exhale. Come through, inhale to reach. Good. Release your arm. Bring both feet a little closer together. Roll your spine up. Walk your feet in. Now, as we're finding this place of balance, it's really good to do balanced postures. So I thought for today we'd do tree pose, and we'll do our 2 variations, yoga tree and qigong tree. They're different, so it's cool to find that balance, isn't it? So right leg, standing leg, left toes on the floor. Again, I'm mirroring you, so see what works for you. Stay with your toes on the ground, or you can lift up that left foot and bring it to the inside of your left calf. Try not to push against the knee. You've got these precious knee joints. And then if you'd like, you can go up further, but I really want you to find balance today. So if you do bring your foot all the way up, know that you need to have this core engaged. Your left or right leg is pushing into that left foot. And if it feels available, hands at the heart, maybe arms overhead. And we're finding that brilliant place of balance. One more breath. You can bring your arms out to the side for a variation. Good. And then gently with control and ease and grace, let's release that left leg down. Let's do the other side. Left leg is our standing leg. Right toes on the floor. Notice your posture. Feel strong, feel beautiful, feel courageous, feel lucky. You are so lucky. All right, another variation. That right foot comes up to the calf. I can't say it enough, avoid the knee, engage the core. If you want to bring your foot up, it takes practice. Another way you can do this is against a wall. And I always love to blame a nice slippery pair of yoga pants. Like, I can't hold it. And that's okay. Wherever you are is perfect. Look at something not moving. You can always bring your arms up. You can interlace your last 3 fingers, thumb and index up. I love this temple mudra. And one more breath, free flow. You can play. Maybe your hands are out to the sides or at the heart. Good. With control, grace, ease, let's release that left leg. Excellent. Now we're going to try the version of qigong tree, so Chinese tree. Shake your tree. So start to bounce and shake. My favorite reminder, when you're shaking and you're smiling, it's very hard to be in a bad mood. It's like, yeah, I've got joy for life. I feel good. Now, if you're feeling extra vigorous, you can raise up and off your heels, give yourself a little bounce, shake through all of the parts of your body. Shake your hands, shake your elbows, your shoulders. So have you thought of a healing gem or crystal you can put on your third eye for meditation? And if you haven't, that's okay. We can intend one. You can intend an $8,000 opal is on your third eye. The one that I bought, it was next to one that was $8,000. I joke that that's my $1 million opal because it's priceless. Good, shake your tree, smile and laugh. What tree are you today, my friend? I'm gonna be a birch. It's gonna feel amazing. Birch baby. All right, you can write in the comments if you wanna tell me what tree you are today. All right, find your balance now. Pause and see how you feel. Line yourself up. Feet under the shoulders, knees a little bit bent, tailbone sinks, hands in front. And we're gonna finish off with one Qigong move known as white crane soaring. So we take our arms in front, bring your thumb and your index finger together, and we're gonna inhale and open the arms wide, and then exhale and bring the hands back together. Little sink of the hips. Inhale, you stand up a little bit taller, and exhale and sink. And this is a Qigong flow for the lungs. We're gonna add a healing sound for the lungs. It's simply a long letter S. So we inhale, and we might even visualize the lungs here while we make that long S sound. We'll begin together on the next one. One more time, whispering sound. Visualizing now white light in the lungs. Good, one more round, no sound. Relax your arms. And then ever so gently, we'll bring our hands up in front of our lungs, and using your intention, create a gentle feeling of sending white, hot, beautiful, healing light to your lungs. You can keep your eyes open or closed. Just a couple more moments where we send the energy of white, healing light to all of our lungs. You might even visualize or imagine as you exhale that it's almost like a little bit of a, pardon me, dark smoke comes out on the exhale, just a visual. You won't see that. And you might even activate the intention of creating courage and releasing any grief or sadness. One more breath. Beautiful white light beaming into your lungs. Okay, gently release your hands. We're going to float down onto the mat. Arriving on all fours, hands under your shoulders and knees, under your hips. You're going to push the ground away. You're going to cinch up your belly towards your low back. Send your head away from your tail. Nice tabletop spine. And we'll just end off here with a beautiful stretch, threading the needle. Taking our right hand and threading it under the left armpit, letting the side of your head come to the mat, and you might even extend that left arm long, and breathe.
You've got a couple variations. You can always bring your arm up. You can bend it at the elbow and place it close to your right hip. You can reach your arm long in front or just keep it underneath your shoulder. So take your favorite variation, close your eyes, visualize your lungs filled with glowing white light, so fresh and healing. Happy, easy to breathe. Then we're going to release that left hand, gently push the ground away, and bring the left hand now under the right armpit. Again, leave your hand where it is. Make sure you're comfortable and relaxed here. No pain or strain, or it's just not yoga anymore. Reaching the arm long. Another variation is lifting the arm straight up. You might leave it there. And yet another variation, bending out the elbow. One more breath. Beautiful white light into the lungs. I am courageous. Good. Next breath, we'll float that right hand back to the ground and push it away. Arrive back on all fours. We're going to bring the knees together, swing your feet to the right, and then gently arrive on your seat. So let's make our way down. If you know me, it's not going to be just a quick release. It's going to be 4 breaths where we hug our tree. I'm hugging my birch tree now. I have a visual of the last birch I was admiring. So when you get to this point where things start to shake and vibrate, don't just crash. See if we can find that internal alchemy of just really understanding our spine and honoring that danda, that line of strength that is our walking stick in life for our journey. So now we can be here on our back. Let's draw up the knees. We'll draw the hands together, and if it's available, rub, rub, rub. Rub the soles of your feet, rub your hands. Create some warmth and friction and light and energy. And then gently release your feet. We're going to open our hands wide and then bring the hands close together. You might even close your eyes. Create, intend, feel energy between your hands. Chi, prana, life force, ki, the Japanese word. And I want you to kind of feel and sense this energy chi ball. And use your imagination to infuse this with love and light and the best healing for you and the earth at this time. And I want you to gently float this ball down. It can arrive over your heart and lungs, or you can bring this healing ball anywhere you need it. If you have something going on in any part of your body, just bring this energy ball close as you can and intend, even if it's like a foot injury, that this ball of light goes all the way to your foot. And let's take a couple more breaths here. If it's available, you might have a healing crystal close by. We'll gently relax our hands now. And if you have a healing crystal, you can put it on your forehead now. If not, maybe intend that even a little pebble or something that's like a little beautiful rock that you found could be what's called a third eye stone or your intuition stone. And then we're going to finish off class in meditation. So with the eyes closed, you can choose your favorite Shavasana or corpse pose. You can bring your knees together. You can straighten the legs long. And asking the body to find an ultimate place of just really beautiful relaxation, gracefulness, healing. And for a couple moments, I want you to think about your mantras. In your belly region, we're going to feel this sense of vitality. So as you're breathing in, know that you have the strength and the courage and the vitality to get through any of your projects, and that you also have the energy to shut down the garden, to
close up the harvest season and start to begin a little bit of hibernation for what's going to appear next spring. Then in your heart, your lung area, feel a connection to humanity. Feel that connection to love and emotions and your superpower, which is your ability to receive and give love. And then your last superpower that we're going to think about is in the mind, is in the wisdom center of the body. And we realize that we respond with wisdom rather than being reactive. So infuse a beautiful sense of intuition in your crystal or your imaginary crystal. Maybe you've connected with a little rock that you're going to pick up later today. And you say, yes, this is going to be my third eye stone. And then the other thing that we connect with at our third eye is that sense of being so lucky, so happy to be alive. Even if bad things happen, we know that this beautiful life is a gift. And we feel extremely grateful for our power to transform from a little acorn to a mighty oak tree, or from a little piece of grass to a mighty bamboo grove that takes over an entire forest. All right, wherever you are, whatever is happening, I wish for you the most wonderful day, month, year, lifetime. I hope to see you again. Please like, share, and perhaps even comment on this class. And I'm also visualizing you having a really nice, peaceful, balanced sleep tonight. So bring your hands to your heart, and we dedicate the merits of our practice to all sentient beings. May we all be relieved of our suffering, and may we dwell together with great fruitfulness and harmony. The light in me greatly honors and sees the light in you. Namaste.